We are looking live at a beautiful fly-in to Everbank Stadium here in Jacksonville. But even if you close your eyes, Brock, you'd still know exactly where you were by the rallying cry of the Jaguar faithful in the stands. Straight ahead, it's an AFC intra-conference contest between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Jacksonville Jaguars. For some, the final chapter of the season. For others, a final week before the playoffs. And we're off in Week 18. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game.
Ready up!
All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is 1st and 10.
Let's go! Ready!
First carry now, this is Bashal Tutu. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Khair Elam getting there for the stop.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Ready!
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9.
Ready! 60 Eagles! 60 Eagles!
Throwing now out of the shotgun. Escapes the pocket. Moving right, airs it out down the sideline. His first throw is an interception. He's going to score on the pick six. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
Well, that is quite the tone setter and very different between the two sides. Offense, that's a disaster. But defensively, you've just lit the flame of emotion, and now you want to build on it. Wow.
Now they'll try to knock the extra point through. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Raiders will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Jaguars nothing.
Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick six. He's going to field this at the 2. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. So now a timeout for a player who's shaken up on that previous snap, and I think we can all agree not what any of us were hoping to see as we close out this regular season. Jaguars look ready to go. Here comes 1st and 10.
Cowboy 80! Viking 18! Ready, ready!
Back to work they go after the interception. He's going to get a hand in there and knock that one away. So 2nd down now after the incompletion.
You know, it's one thing to tell a quarterback not to telegraph a pass. It's quite another to fundamentally do the right things. You got to use your eyes to move defenders in this league, especially on your primary target.
After the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Here we go, set! 60 boxes, 60 boxes!
Looking to throw here. Connects on the crosser. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he could reach that 40. That play good for 17 and a 1st down. It's like you always say, right back to work for him. Getting the drive moving like that turnover never happened.
And they weren't going to shy away from letting him do his thing, throwing the football. Mistakes happen in this league and in this game, and you never want to punish a quarterback for making a mistake. You want to see him continue to produce.
So fresh set of downs now from the 39.
Bring it, go! Smash, smash, let's go!
It's a handoff to Tootin, running right. It's in space around midfield. And he's going to take this down to the opposing 44. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's good for a Jacksonville first down.
That's just not the guy defensively you ever want in the open field. Frankly, with the amount of space he had at one point, they're lucky to have limited to the gain they did.
Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44.
Get it. Let go.
They go play action on first down. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last second attempt to get rid of it.
No luck on first down. Here's 2nd and 10.
Red. Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
He's going to throw this one. He's throwing deep to the left side. He's got it inside the 10. It goes for a 38-yard pickup. And that gives them 1st and goal.
Hurry, hurry.
Offense in a hurry up here.
Jaguars, first down. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Ready.
Working inside the red zone. And he brings it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars reach pay dirt for the first time this game. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would, and it's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
Cam Little to try the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Jaguars tie this game 7-7.
Cam Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. Return coming from the 6. He's brought down just inside the 25. The Las Vegas offense is set. 1st and 10.
Viking 18. Ready.
Working now from the gun. Short pass, Bryant. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. And goes to the hurry up here.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
2nd and manageable. He's throwing. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. So 20 yards on that play. And that's a Vegas first down.
It's a gain of 20.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
7 Pirates, 7. Let's go now. Dragon 19, Tiger 19, Cup 19, Cup 19.
Working on first down. He throws a bullet deep to the right. Big gain downfield. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders finish off their opening drive.
It's an old adage, but it's a true adage. Speed kills. And gosh, I love that, Kate. Right from the jump, you don't wait to get your playmaker started. Get him the ball early and put a fear of God into this defense.
Now they'll try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Raiders take the lead here, 14-7 in the first.
Jaguars 7.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Returnable from the 2. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Jacksonville offense ready to get going. Here's 1st and 10. Airing it out to start this drive. Oh, put some heat on this deep ball, left side. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
They'll throw on 2nd and 10. Complete left side to Thomas. And some excellent work to drive them all the way up past the 30-yard line. Moving quickly, trying to get set.
On the play. That's good for a Jaguars 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
To the air now on 1st and 10. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do get home with that sack.
It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Kyer Elam makes the play. And the Raiders will take over as he records his 1st interception of our season.
Well, that's now his 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
1st down, play action. Finds him on a slant. He gets this down at the 13-yard line. Looking quickly here.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
19 tight, 19 tight. Ready.
From the red zone on 1st. That's complete to the back, Ashton Genty. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions.
Come on.
You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
He's going to throw it. Has it in close. Touchdown, Vegas. The Raiders parlay the interception into points. It's an Adnan Mitchell touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the 1st half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
That one splits the uprights. And the Raiders double their lead to 14. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Starting from the 5. Finds some space. He's past the 30. Reaches the 40. At the 20. And he had everybody thinking 6 before they finally got to him and put an end to it.
You know, Kate, it's fun talking to these elite kick returners over the years and how much they visualize. As they're sitting back there waiting for the kickoff return, they're visualizing, well, a house call. And there was some serious explosiveness from him on that one. He may not have gotten all the way to the house, but he's setting his offense up in the red zone, which is pretty darn good.
Ready.
Jaguars look ready to go. Here comes 1st and 10.
Ready. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Ready, ready.
Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. And this is going to fall incomplete in the end zone. Running it all right there. And they've got to regroup for 2nd down.
brings up
Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react, and then you got to burst. And that defender does a tremendous job of breaking that pass up with contact.
An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete.
As I watch practices today, Kate, both college and professionally, one thing is abundantly clear. Teams spend so much more time in the red zone. They know it's the money zone. And defensively, if you can force incompletions and knock it away and leave teams for field goals, you've got a great chance to win. Anytime you start sniffing that red zone and you don't score 6, you only come away with 3 points. Not what you were looking for on the call sheet.
Cam Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. His return starts at the 5. Showing a little burst so far. And he goes out of bounds to hand them excellent field position up across the 40.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
70. Let's go now.
1st and 10, looking to throw. Completed left side to Smith. And they're going to stop him after he gets this to the 26. Give him 32 on that play. And the Raiders are going to have a 1st down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
He has it at the 5. And he's in. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders threatening to run away with it already. It's an Adnan Mitchell touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. A quick 2nd score for him, Brock, already. And we aren't even out of this opening quarter yet.
I think I just saw that D coordinator rip up his game plan down on the sidelines because you got to find some new resources here. You got to dedicate more bodies, more physicality to this playmaker because we know in this league, when you get a guy going like this, they're going to go to him until you stop him.
That one right down the middle. And the Raiders push their lead to 18. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And he just sends this out and over the end zone, so no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive. The Jaguars in a good starting spot here, coming up on 1st and 10.
2. 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Check out.
Back now, pressure coming. Look at that power, deep left side. And they can't connect on the deep low. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down.
Quarterback of his renown, Kate, I'm not surprised at all to see him throw it into double coverage early. And that incompletion, well, it's just going to fuel his confidence that much more to keep forcing it.
Following the incompletion, we stay at the 35. It's 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Shot. Panther 60. Panther 60. Ready.
Here's a throw. Gets him downfield. This is Thomas. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, the pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 47.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Ready?
They'll work against the blitz. Called in left side. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Well, these top-tier offenses have brought the firepower so far. Plenty of points in that first quarter. It's an early lead for the Raiders. Back to Everbank Stadium in just a bit.
On the jump.
Back for the second quarter. It's Jaguar football. They start out with a 2nd and 3.
19 Tiger, 19. Ready?
They are throwing it again. He just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Go.
3rd down from the gun. That's caught beyond the marker. Get out of bounds after a small gain. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on 3rd down. And that's exactly the result they needed, enough to keep this drive moving.
They've got 1st down here from the 36.
Ready? Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Ready?
Throwing it again here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
A big loss on the play. Brings up 2nd down.
Pass play now. And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
Third and long for him here. He's throwing deep to the left side. Oh, no, they get him yet again. Kyer Elam makes the play. He dodged the tackle. And the Raiders are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
The Raiders. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. Now come out throwing. Rolling left, buying some time. This slide puts a bow on this play after a gain of about 6. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
2nd and 4 at the Jaguars' 49-yard line.
18, Top Warriors, 70. 79 Broncos. Steady.
Dropping back to throw. Hits his running back. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. It's a gain of 12 on that one. And that's a Vegas 1st down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
1st down, Raiders.
They've got 1st down here from the 36.
18 Cardinal, 18, Bronco 80. Rangers, 70, 19, top 19, 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. Ready.
Back to throw. Complete out to the right. And they take him down right along the 30.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on second down. That playbook wide open.
Got it. Ready?
Offensive line. This is 2nd and 4.
Let's go now. 68, go.
Shotgun give here to Genty. He's got it in the red zone. And he will haul it in for the Vegas touchdown. The Raiders pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Kicking unit comes out for the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Raiders continue piling on to this lead.
Jaguars 10.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Fielded at the 7. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Ready up.
Jacksonville offense ready to get going. Here's 1st and 10.
2. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Let's go.
Back to work after throwing the pick. Fits it through the middle. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield.
24 yards.
Give him 24 yards on that one. And the Jaguars have a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Ready.
In the air here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. It's 3 sacks for the game so far. Brings up 2nd down.
That was a situation where I think the previous drive, really affected the decision-making there. Coming off a pick, he wasn't about to challenge the coverage. Instead, well, he just took his medicine.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
Throwing on 2nd. And they pick him up again. And the Raiders will take over as he records his first interception of our season. They've helped them get this early lead, Brock, and they are just continuing to do their part to try to push this game further out of reach.
Yep, stepping on the gas. That's twice in a row now. Interceptions the last 2 drives. Now this offense has an opportunity to continue to build the momentum and build on this lead.
Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44.
Here we go, here we go.
Now they're going to throw out of the gun. Trying for the deep ball. He's got it inside the 10. 35 on the pickup. And that will set up 1st and goal.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal.
Ready.
They put a receiver in motion right. They give here to the motion man. And he found some running room for a nice gain. An 8-yard pickup, and now it's 2nd and goal.
A gain of 8 brings up 2nd and goal.
Okay, break. Ready. Cougar 19. Ready.
Line up the design keeper. Not able to make a push for that goal line. He's hit for a loss back at the 3. I think they might have taken that 1st down for granted there, Brock, and now their punishment is they got to figure out 3rd down.
Yeah, a little bit of questioning, some mind games now, right?
Yeah.
Why didn't that work out? Can we trust to run it here on 3rd down? Not a gigantic call, but one that certainly creates a lot of confusion.
Up, ready.
Genty. And the run will not work. He is stopped at the line. This is going to be 4th and short.
Brought down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard brings up 4th and goal.
The Raiders settling for 3 as they send the field goal unit out. Angling this one in from the right hash, the challenge here. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And they're able to tack on 3 more to this lead before halftime.
In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset. They couldn't finish the drive with the touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
On the set.
1st and 10 coming up. Jaguars ready to take advantage of some good field position they've got here.
Panther 60. Panther 60. Go.
First play, they go quick out to the left, complete. And they'll stop him here, but not before he gets out to the 47-yard line. Working quickly here.
12 yards. That's good for a Jaguars. First down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
They go play action on 1st down. That finds Hunter downfield. And he's stopped as he gets this one down to the 27-yard line. Give him 25 on that play. That's good for a Jacksonville 1st down. Offense to the line fast.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Completed out to the left on that quick throw. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain.
That's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
On the jump.
5 still to go here. This is 2nd down.
Get it. 60 Eagle. 60 Eagle.
He's going to throw it again. And down he goes. Raiders got him. Offense in the hurry up here.
9 on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
19 tight. 19 tight.
Back to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. That was Hunter, the intended receiver. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. Cam Little now to try the Jags field goal. From the right hash, a 49-yard look. Little knocks it through. And that lowers the gap to 25 points.
Hey, facing a deficit, it's going to follow you into halftime in that locker room. They will welcome those 3 points and a little bit of feel-good momentum.
Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down to the 26-yard line.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Okay, ready?
A little less than 30 seconds to go as they begin this drive.
Ready? 70 Lions. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers.
Backfield is empty as they motion him outright. Finds a seam down the middle. And he has it right near midfield here. It's about a yard short.
It's a gain of 20.
And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
It's a gain of 20.
Just how many times do we see teams go to this route? You can go to a Little League field, tell them to, hey, run to the post. It's a playbook staple. And he's someone you can depend on to create space and make catches out of it.
19 Light, 9 Buffalo 18, Jeff 6, 18, Pioneer. Ready?
To the air now on 1st and 10. And for the first time, one of his throws doesn't find a home. It's incomplete, but boy, what a streak he had to begin this game. Well, what a stretch to begin the game, Brock. That finally his first incompletion. He had been perfect across so many looks before that.
Hard. It's just hard to be perfect with that kind of precision. That was rhythm. It's truly rhythm personified.
Yeah, it makes you marvel at the NFL record, doesn't it? Got slid this great note from our stats savant, Daniel Kitchen. Phillip Rivers owns that record, Brock. 25 straight completions to begin a game. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Offense up to the line fast.
7 Pirates. Go.
He's back to throw. He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. So we're through 2 quarters now, still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports.
Cam Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Ready,
Raiders just about ready for this one. It's 1st and 10.
Reload, reload. Here we go, here we go.
First play is going to be a give to Genty. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8.
Here we go, set. Cougar 19.
Another give here to Genty. And this is going to be out of bounds. Defense catches up to him near that 45. He gets 16 yards on that play. And the Raiders are going to have a 1st down.
What a great sign to start the 2nd half for this offense, because with a lead, well, the ground game becomes your best friend, the centerpiece for this offense, trying to chew up that clock.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
1st down, and they go right back to it. And he's got it all the way down to the 12.
That is textbook RPO right there, Kate. Quarterback's decision-making comes quick off the snap. And that back, you know that he's already looking for those lanes before the ball's even in his belt. Before that defense can adjust to the run, he hits that 2nd level.
And the Raider 1st down.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. Trying the right side. And he only gets this one down to the 9. 3 yards on the 1st down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door to a bigger gap in the future.
Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain, so Brock, that means 3rd down coming up.
19, 19, lock, come on,
and 7.
19, ready.
Throwing now off the play action. On the move, headed right. And he scores. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders grow the lead coming out of halftime.
These touchdowns on the season haven't all looked the same, but boy, has he made a habit of scoring touchdowns on the ground.
Setting up to try the point after.
Point.
Right down the middle. It's good. And the Raiders grow their lead yet again.
45. Jaguars 13.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Returning it from the 4. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful effort.
At their own 18-yard line.
Got it. Ready?
First call here coming from the shotgun.
Let's go now. Ready, ready.
Airing it out to start this drive. Oh, he got hit as he was throwing it. Unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
86.
This defense, they had a plan, and they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
Once again here, 2nd and 10. Complete left side to Thomas. And he stopped almost immediately after that catch. He's down at the 30.
12 yards. And the Jaguars first down.
First down throw, Lawrence. Finds his running back. This is Bashal Tutu. And they're going to get to him after a gain of close to 5 as they send him out.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Hey, go, go. Go, go. Inside.
Throwing again. Here's Lawrence. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play. Jarred loose, incomplete.
Hey, I get it. If any of their pass catchers have what it takes to beat double coverage, it's him. The kids would say, he's him. That defense knew it. It's why they doubled him and knocked it away.
No connection on the last play. Now it's 3rd down. So with that play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout, as that'll leave him with just 2 to use the rest of the way. So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down.
Red on red. Hey, son.
Sticking in the air with Lawrence. Off his back foot, he hucks this one. And they really went for it on 3rd down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing 4th down.
He's really starting to just about exhaust every option and trick he's got at his disposal. That time, trying to test him outside the pocket, extend the play, there was just nowhere to go with it.
Oh, and it's a fake. Punter with the football. Oh, boy, it's intercepted on the fake. And the Raiders take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. Here's 1st and 10 from the 47.
Let's go.
A quick throw completed out to the left. So he's going to be driven out of bounds. The gain gets this down inside the 35. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Giving this to Genty. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand of thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is you put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road from what looked like a very plain play.
They send a tight end in motion. This is Genty on second. Room to run inside the 20. He makes it in for the touchdown. The Raiders parlay the interception into points.
Kate, that's just simply the difference-making edge that these elite running backs bring to you. A lot of backs can get you 10 yards, 20 yards, but the elite backs, they could take it to the house.
That one splits the uprights. And the Raiders tack on 7 more to their lead.
Jaguars 13.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Jaguars look ready to go. Here comes 1st and 10.
Hey, Lion. Here we go.
Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. Oh, put some heat on this deep. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Raiders get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. What better way to follow up one interception than by getting back out there and picking off another on the first play of the very next drive.
And think of all the work the offense just did on the sideline.
Up to the races, middle of the field. And he will haul it in for the Vegas touchdown. The Raiders pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive.
With that explosive run, this guy's right up on the edge of 200 yards, Kate. And with this body of work, it could only take one more carry to cross that mark and suddenly become a very intriguing subplot for the rest of this game. Can he get to 200 plus? We'll get to watch.
That one right down the middle. And the Raiders continue adding on to that lead.
Jaguars 13.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Return coming from the 6. Good work so far. He's got room. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. New set of downs for him from the 31.
Rip, 23.
On the give, it's Tootin. Across the 45 and still going. And they haul him to the ground there. Give him 24 on that play. And the Jaguars have a 1st down.
I'll tell you what, Kate, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
The one thing I can say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down.
Hey, Soko, hot.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. Little off center, his man just couldn't adjust to it. Well, even with the pick on that last drive, partner, he was showing no hesitation whatsoever.
Well, in order to play this game, Kate, at this level, you've got to be aggressive. You can't let a previous mistake really affect your next decision. But I'll say this as well. In the NFL, you throw into coverage too many times, there can be more interceptions.
Throwing is Lawrence on 3rd down. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
I'll say, Kate, that defense looked even better, sharper on 3rd down than they did on 2nd. They played that one so tight there was no window to throw.
Wow, they must really trusted this guy's range. He's out for what would be a very long field goal. He better get all of this one. It's got a ways to go.
Kickers are arguably better today than they've ever been in the history of football. But anything from 60-plus is still awfully ambitious. And that time, it didn't pan out.
Ready,
the ball's on the 48. Here we go. First down.
Let's go now.
Counter give to Jensen. Well, even a great game is going to have its lesser moments. You can't get any... out of that carry. Stop for no gain.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on second down after that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
Here's the backup. First throw. It is cut left side. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
On the jump.
Third and just 2 to go.
Ready, go.
Genty from the gun. And he won't get anything here before he's shoved out. So that brings up fourth down.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense that just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And a fairly insurmountable lead grows by 3 more.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Returning it from the 4. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Only 1 quarter remaining now in these teams' regular season. It's Jaguar football, but this slates that lead likely too much for them to overcome.
Ready.
Jacksonville offense ready to get going. Here's 1st and 10.
Lisa 24. Here we go.
Here's Lawrence to throw. That's dropped underneath. And this one doesn't go far.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Hey, go. Sogo, hot.
Even more problems now as they don't get the snap off. So they'll decline this and take the results. All right, here we go. 2nd down.
Hey, Ginger, attack. Silver.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. Finds him over the middle. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield.
A gain of 16 yards. And the Jaguars, first down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
1st and 10, it's Lawrence. And just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
And the defense was all over that throw, able to stop it right at the line. They could smell that one coming, and they sniffed it out in a hurry.
2nd and 10, need something positive here.
Red on red. Hey, Sogo, it's hot. Here we go.
Back to the air. Lawrence can't connect on the short throw. It's incomplete.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Hey, Lion! On this side.
Again, it's Lawrence to throw. Completed over the middle. Great job rallying to the football. They get him down right at the marker. 4th down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Now, can't blame him looking at that scoreboard, right? Might as well go for this on 4th down.
On red. Hey, kill! On this side.
Desperation time here. Don't try forcing it to the slants. It's intercepted. And the Raiders have it as he reports his 7th interception of the season.
Okay, that's just one of those situations that is so difficult to be a quarterback in that spot. It's kind of like being a pitcher in a 3-0 count. You just oftentimes don't win, and you feel like you got to force the issue, and you force the issue, yeah, interceptions follow.
Okay, great.
Good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. Straight ahead with Genty. This great effort winds up getting him well into enemy territory before he's brought down. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that's a Vegas 1st down.
I love these inside runs. Don't get away from them. You never know. You think it's going to be a short little gain, and then boom, get the right blocking, a possessed running back, and you get some serious yards on the table.
Ready.
We've set it downs from 37.
Smash. Left. Ready.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up 2nd down.
35-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Ready.
They give it to him again. He gets this all the way to the 25 before they stop it. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Raiders are going to have a 1st down. It's the 2-minute warning here in Jacksonville. Raiders very close to an 11th win this season. Coming to the line, this is 1st and 10.
Jack Pepper. Ready.
Another carry for him. Trying to make it happen, but no luck. This goes backwards on 1st down. With each carry he gets, Brock, I'm starting to wonder, is this going to be the last touch that he gets in this game? Because it hasn't been a great performance for him.
No, individually, collectively, and you can look up front, right? They've just not been winning the battle enough push, enough drive to get this running game going.
On the jump.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now.
Here we go. Viking 18. Let go.
Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And they find him after just a yard, and it's 3rd down.
A gain of a yard makes it 3rd and 11.
Back to the well again. And they stop him after he picks up about 5. That's going to bring up 4th down.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
So it's a road win for the Raiders in this one. And they end the season on a great note, Brock, with a W in the final chapter of this year's campaign.